Hey, Foodiegang, what is going on? What is going on? Are you guys ready? We are back for time for tea at 9:07 Good Eats. And shout out to everybody. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and share this video. Keep the stove on by sending a super chat with your thoughts, super sticker, stars on Facebook, or you can hit the Cash app. At Love Foodie Gang 59. Follow me on all my social media platforms listed down below. But how is everybody doing? Let me see. Okay, let me straighten myself out. Okay, we are back for time for tea. We got into it yesterday where we talked about Tory Lanez and Lil Wayne. Tory Lanez and Lil Wayne. Today we are going to be talking about the turkey leg hut again. Um, we talked about the turkey leg hut before, but we mainly focused on the husband. We are going to get into turkey leg hut owner Nakia Holmes, lawsuits, and alleged financial crimes. Nakia Holmes is the wife. So the turkey leg hut was owned by a couple who happened to be married. And if you guys don't remember the beginning, that's okay. I'm going to refresh you guys' memory a little bit. And I have reported on the husband. Let me get that link pulled up, y'all. Your girl was going through it today. Okay, so remember we tried to do this live stream on Monday and we were not able to do it. We are back again. We gonna get into the wife. She ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. Let me get the the link for the first video where we talked about the husband. And if y'all want, you can go back and refresh your memory because the turkey leg hut has been near the forefront for a lot because they have a lot going on, and there's like it seems like there's a new crime every so often or a new accusation, somebody coming out the woodworks, and everything here is alleged. Um, Everything has not worked itself out in the court of law yet, but it's going on right now. So here is the first video where we talked about the husband and everything that he has going on. This piece of hair is gonna drive me crazy. We talked about the husband and everything that he goes on. Crime, arson, and weed. The truth about the turkey leg hut. Yes. So it was alleged from the FBI that the turkey leg hut was also selling weed in addition to turkey legs. So, yeah, it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. Okay, so that is going to be the first video where we talked about the husband, but now we finna get into the wife during this episode. Let me drop some more disclaimers in there. Okay, so today for Time for Tea. Oh, and let me play this because it made me mad yesterday because I forgot to play the Time for Tea video before in the beginning of the show. Totally forgot. So I'm gonna get to it today.
Please hold for a very important message.
It is time for tea, and I have some hot water here. A little bit of almond milk that I just warmed up, a little bit of sugar, and I have my chai black tea. Y'all can't really see that, but it's chai black tea, and it's really good. I got it from Target, and I really like this tea so far. So yesterday we had a good show. We laughed a lot. We talked about it. We got into it. So I put the tea bags in here, and now I'm gonna allow my tea to steep for like 5 minutes. Sometimes I take the tea bags out, and sometimes I'll leave them in there. It kind of just depends on how my tea tastes. Like for chamomile tea, I will leave my tea bags in there because chamomile tea isn't that strong and doesn't give off a bitter taste. But when I'm doing like black tea, sometimes chai tea too, um, and with my peach tea, sometimes I'll take the bag out so it doesn't give off that bitter taste. It kind of just depends on what type of tea I'm using. And I notice like when I get a London fog from the coffee shop, I like it better. See how that looks. I like my London fogs better when I don't let the Earl Grey tea seep in there for too long, is what I've noticed, because then it gives off that bitter taste that I was telling y'all about. There we go. There we go. Okay. Okay, so I think the first thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna show y'all some food. We're gonna look at some food before we get into the content. And let me get that pulled up here. And I also have a food group on Facebook, Foodiegang fan page, where we talk about all things food. Okay, let's go in here and see what we got. Ooh, I'm gonna show y'all this one picture that I was looking at. It looks so good. It's so good. So let me show y'all this one picture. Okay, you guys know I'm a chef first and a YouTuber second. With that being said, if I go away, if I hit the wrong button, don't worry, I'm coming back. Okay. It's a lot of buttons, it's a lot of moving parts. When I have StreamYard open, it's a lot going on. Okay, here we go. Gotta come back and check this. See what we looking like. Y'all see? So we got the Foodiegang fan page. Let me make myself a little bit. Remove some things around. Okay, so we got the food group here. And we hit the 3K mark. That is us right there. Throwback Wednesday, comment with a picture of, or comment with a photo of food. I'm gonna make sure I put a picture down there. What do we got here? Looks like we got some bread. Ooh, this is Sonic. Do y'all like Sonic? Pause the music. Do y'all like Sonic? How do we feel about Sonic? I don't really care for the food, but I do like the drinks at Sonic. But the food, I don't really care for. I don't really care for the food. But it looks like we got some bread there, or maybe that's some sandwiches. See. Okay. And that looks like some loaded tots with like a chili cheese and the cheese. That could be good. That may be something that we need to make here at 907 Goodies because that does sound really good. Okay, someone said Tuesday morning fry up. This looks like let me move this so I can see. Let me move this. This kind of looks like is it an English breakfast or is it a British breakfast? It kind of looks like, something like that. So we got some hash browns, some beans. It looks like some sausage, some pork links, some eggs. This definitely looks like a fake picture. Like, like how they be having like them AI photos now? This kind of looks like an AI photo. Just because I think that's ham over there. The ham looks super crispy and the toast looks like flat. But yeah, and like the beans, I don't know, it just looks fake. Which ain't nothing wrong with that. And it says always be wearing crock country. They are waiting for you. Yeah, waiting for you to be food. And waiting for you to be food. Ooh, and y'all know I love drinks. Headed to work and I'm gonna have a good day. He's on mine. That kind of looks like Starbucks, but then there's no logo on here, so maybe it's not. Ooh, one pot delight and creamy sauce. I really like one pot meals just because it's an easy, simple dish that you can make and only get one pot dirty. That's to me, that's a good deal. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah, that seemed like a good deal to me. Let's see. I made a one pot meal and it's on the video tab of my page. The one pot meals is good. Mine had ground beef, potatoes, cheese, and it had a number of other things in it. Ooh, Baskin Robbins has new drinks. I want to try the mango nada. Now that sounds crazy. Ooh, I would try this love colada. If it's right here in the middle, I would try that one. Dang, I ain't been to Baskin Robbins in a minute. Like I'm talking about a really, really long time. And we do have Baskin Robbins here, but I guess it's just not really near my house. And I always felt like Baskin Robbins cost more, so I just never really went there. But yes, I'm trying the Love Colada. Ava would try the strawberry smoothie for sure. She loves some strawberry. This is an Indonesian dish called Kingkong Turnis Terisi. Ooh, I cannot say that. I cannot say that. Okay. Okay, it's looking good. It's looking real saucy. Put that broth over there. I see tomatoes, garlic, onions, sauteing it up now. That was probably some beef paste or something. Looks like some. So I don't think there's any meat in this dish. It doesn't look like it. Taco Tuesday with something simple as rotel dip, Spanish rice, pineapple, limeade, taquitos, all homemade, and chips on Tuesday night. Mr. P always makes like these really amazing meals, and he'll make like a drink to go with it. Mr. P be doing it up. So shout out to Mr. P. Ooh, yes. Okay, so the caption was I love me a good salad. And I agree with that, especially on them hot days and salads be hitting. I don't know about those eggs though. Those eggs don't look like they're cooked enough. In my opinion, it looks a little like mushy in the middle. Y'all see where it's dark yellow at? It shouldn't be like the eggs need to be cooked a little bit more, but everything else looks good. I'm not really a fan of blue cheese, but I will eat it sometimes. This is so good. Okay, so the chai tea, got the water, almond milk. It's really good. Who does not love Chinese takeout? Because that's what that looks like here. We got some fried rice, some stir fried veggies, and it looks like in the stir fried veggies there's shrimp and beef. And then this looks like some not orange chicken, but like chicken and green beans kind of. Or it could be orange chicken. But I tell you what, that's a good eating right there. That's a good meal. One meal a day dinner, intermittent fasting. This woman has been intermittent fasting for 144 days. That is almost I wonder if she's gonna trying to go for a full year. Okay, we got some veggies here. We like some chicken, some salad with some bacon. Okay, okay. Ooh. So on Toya's birthday, we went out to eat and she had a steak mac and cheese and it reminds me of this. This is a lobster mac and cheese, which I have never had before personally, but they look really good. I'm gonna have to try one of those. This looks delicious. Oh, this was the live stream from yesterday. Um, where we talked about Tory Lanez and Lil Wayne. Ooh, okay, so which one is your favorite? And it's a whole bunch of Chinese takeout, um, and Chinese food, Asian food. So y'all make sure that y'all join the group because we got some good food over here. I want to see what you're cooking and what you have going on. So for these tea bags, I am gonna take these tea bags out because it'll make my tea like really, really bitter. And I have a plate right here. I'm just gonna take these out real quick. Okay, so we looked at some food. We got us all warmed up. Now we are gonna talk about owning a food business because that's a whole different ball game. Because you're dealing with people, you're dealing with employees, you're dealing with vendors, you're dealing with a lot. So, and one thing I would say is it's not easy owning a food business or working in the kitchen. The kitchen is very hard work. Um, And yeah, that's what I was saying. That's apparently what happened to these people. It was hard work for them. Okay, let me get this put up here. Okay, so first thing I'm gonna do is show you guys kind of like a flashback to kind of sum up what is going on. And the turkey leg hut came into the scene about 6 years ago. The reason why they have recently been in the forefront again is because of the husband in the federal arson case that is going on and against the turkey leg hut owner, which is the husband, Lindell Price. A lot of allegations are coming out, and we're hearing more from the FBI, and we're hearing more from just we don't once one person comes out, everybody coming out. So now we're just hearing everybody really coming out. And when they first started off, it was going great. They had gained a lot of buzz on social media, and a lot of celebrities would frequent the restaurant, which is located in Houston, Texas. Everything was great. Snoop Dogg went there. A lot of celebrities did, and it was known that if you were going to Houston, you had to stop by the Turkey Leg Hut, right? And so, flash flash forward a couple of years, or down the line, a couple of years later, we started seeing they were having money issues. There was health code violations and a number of other issues. Okay, I'm gonna try to use different headphones today. We will see how it goes, Foodie Gang. Um, I'm gonna pull up our first video, which is gonna kind of show us a little bit of what's going on. Okay, that way. Okay. And hit the like button in the meantime. This hair right here. Okay, let me. Yes, hit the like button. In the meantime, join the group. And when you hit the like button, also turn on notifications. Okay, so we're gonna pull this one up. This video was taken 11 days ago. So let me get the So this video was taken 11 days ago, and we reported on this when it happened. And this was about what's going on with the husband and what led up to the federal arson charges even coming about. And I don't know if this video is going to show it, but how the arson charges became about is that they're alleging that the husband paid two gentlemen $1,400 to burn down his ex-friend's bar. And during the crime, it was caught on camera, and you could see them pouring gasoline all over the bar. And when I say it was a lot of gasoline, they had like two big jugs and was dousing the whole restaurant in gas. So when they lit the fire, or when they lit the gasoline on fire, what happened was instead of the place just burning down, it exploded. It exploded. And because of the way that it exploded, it looked very planned. And so that prompted them to look into it because it looked planned. Because the way it all went down, and it was planned. Then they traced it back to Lindell Price, and that's where we are today with the federal arson charges going in. Okay, so I'm gonna play this video.
whether to hold the former Turkey Leg Hut owner in federal custody. Bombshell allegations came to light during a hearing for Lynn Price. And this morning, prosecutors are arguing to keep him locked up. Let's go to Bryce Newberry. He's in the newsroom right now in the courtroom with live with some new information that we've learned. Bryce?
Yeah, Daniela, for the Turkey Leg Hut owner, federal prosecutors say the turkeys have come home to roost. They say for years, Lynn Price has tried to keep his hands clean of crimes, paying off others to do the dirty work. This morning, an FBI agent testified that Price paid $1,400 to have his ex-business partner's bar 5015 blown up nearly 5 years ago. You've likely seen the surveillance video by now showing masked men pouring gas all over the patio before the fire in June of 2020 that then caused an explosion and destroyed that building. Lynn Price is the accused mastermind behind it that paid others to carry it out. The why, according to federal...
You see how much gasoline they are pouring? These are the two men that Lindell Price is alleged to have hired to commit this crime. But did you see how much gas they were pouring? When I say that bar exploded, it exploded.
Federal investigators because the bar owner allegedly told the FBI agents he initially planned to bring Lynn Price into that business, but then decided not to. When bar 5015 started selling crawfish from the Turkey Leg Hut supplier, the 5015 owner told investigators that Lynn Price called. He was screaming, he was hollering, and this whole plan came to light after a co-defendant, John Lee Price, who is not related, got arrested on federal drug trafficking charges in Mississippi. Lee Price allegedly confessed to starting that fire and told federal agents about others' roles in that scheme. And then investigators found phone records that showed him talking with Lynn Price around the explosion. Lynn Price's attorney says his client should be released pending trial.
The evidence, you heard it, the evidence that they have put on is based on a person, an individual that is under federal indictment for trafficking one of the most dangerous drugs in America, which is fentanyl. So again, the court has provided him with a bond. There are no allegations against my client whatsoever as it related to any type of drug trafficking as it relates to that.
So it sounds like what happened is he got caught up on one charge and told on another, which I don't think is really uncommon. I think a lot of that is what's going on. But when you pay someone $1,400 to do a crime, do you really think that they're not going to tell on you? Do you really think that they have your best interest? They don't care.
Co-defendant with fentanyl. So again, it's our position that he's entitled to a bond and he should get a bond, and we're just patiently waiting for the court's decision.
Lee Price allegedly told investigators about other criminal activity at the once popular restaurant. He would bring truckloads of hydro marijuana from California, he told them, which then got sold at the restaurant in custom branded packaging. Prosecutors alleged.
Okay, so remember I was telling y'all, Foodiegang, that the FBI is saying that they were selling weed out of the restaurant. There you heard it again. So not only were they selling weed out of the restaurant, allegedly, they would put their logo on each package. So you could literally pull up, get you a turkey wing, and get you some, a little smoky smoke. So you get your munchies on, which is not a bad idea, but the way they went about it was very wrong. And for them to have had all this going on behind the scenes, it's really surprising that they even had financial troubles. Because they had a line wrapped around the building. They were selling weed out of there, allegedly, and doing some other stuff. So where did the money go? Were they living outside of their means? It's just which is why it's a very interesting story, because it's like, you see somebody have everything at their fingertips and they somehow blow it.
Lynn Price got those proceeds and then gave some of the money to that co-defendant, Lee Price. So those were just some of the allegations that came to light in court. Trust me, there were many. We are working on getting a full recap posted at click2houston.com, but prosecutors said they hope to expose what's beneath Lynn Price's celebrity persona. The federal judge ended that hearing this morning by saying that she's going to chew on a decision about bond. We'll keep you posted when we find out. Live in the newsroom, I'm Bryce Newberry, KPRC 2 News.
Yo, it's Big Ed, the spokesman, man. We back. Another edition of Urban Politicians TV, UPTV. Make sure you stay on your pivot at all times, man. Had to come tap in, and we back outside H-Town, Texas streets with it once again. And we trying to get the job done before the rain come, because the weather been crazy and all over the place today. We done had crazy winds. We done had the hail come down. We done had the sun pop out. They go back in again.
Okay, so I know he's talking, which is very distracting, but during his speech, there was some messages. So 50 Cent, 50 Cent always got something to say. 50 Cent responded on Instagram, and we can't really see it here. I'm gonna try to see. We can't really see it here. Let's keep going. And then 50 Cent said, "Oh, he was trying to eat. Oh, he was trying to eat. No wonder the line was around the corner." In response to the FBI allegation that the Turkey Leg Hut sold marijuana using bags branded with the restaurant logo. So 50 Cent is saying here that that's why the line was wrapped around outside the door. Okay, so he made it a little bit bigger. And so this is what 50 Cent said. 50 Cent always got something to say. This was in 2020. Remember, I was telling you guys that a lot of celebrities would frequent the Turkey Leg Hut. So in 2020, rapper 50 Cent hits up Houston's Turkey Leg Hut. And so this is Lindell Price. And when his restaurant was popping and had a lot of people there and was getting a lot of buzz, it seems like to me, him and his wife, Nakia, love the attention. They love the attention. And maybe that's what got the best of them. They got caught up in the glitz and the glam and not really about running a restaurant. Put that.
Over in the cut and update y'all with the latest news when it comes to former Turkey Leg Hut owner Lynn.
Okay, so this is the FBI, one of the articles. The turkeys have come home to roost. FBI says former Turkey Leg Hut owner sold drugs out of restaurant. So this is what the FBI is alleging in the federal arson case that is playing out in court probably not as we speak, but it's playing out in court, currently at this time. I don't know if they're in court right now, but I'm just saying it's going on right now. And that has prompted us and has brought the turkey leg out in the forefront again and makes us look at everything that they have done up until this point. And a lot of the wife's allegations came out a couple of months ago, but one case happens and then everybody comes out. And so, yes, the turkeys have come home to roost. FBI says former Turkey Leg Hut owner sold drugs out of restaurant. And then it's like, once you hear that, it's kind of like, it's upsetting because then it's like, dang, like, we can't even really accredit your good business and your good reviews to just Turkey no more because you got something else going on up in here.
Price being indicted by the federal government, him and several others with allegations of arson, burning down the building up the street from Turkey Leg Hut that was owned by a former business partner, where they supposedly, allegedly, according to the documents, had some type of business discrepancies. Threats were.
With this, they trying to give homeboy. They trying to give homeboy 20 years. They ain't playing. They trying to give him 20 years time, lock him up, and throw away the key, like they did with Tory. Dr. Quantum, what is going on? What is going on? Yes, 20 years. But see, even if you don't particularly do the crime, but you hire people to go do the crime, you could get the same amount of time, or you can still get time behind that. Because then they're going to say you're orchestrating it, and you'll see people get more time, if not the same, for orchestrating it. Because then they say, well, if you had never paid them and you had never asked them to do this, they never would have done this. Let's see what else. What else he got to say.
Were made, issues and disagreements led to this situation right here. But as the bond hearing got presented yesterday in the news, they said that they brought up new evidence in this case of him allegedly being involved in the weed business as well. And I had a links in the description where y'all could watch the clips in the beginning on News Click the Houston KPRC, as they were right outside of the courtroom yesterday, even spoke with Led Price's lawyer, as everybody else has been granted bonds in this case, but he's the only one that they are saying is a danger to the community, and the judge has to sit on it to see what decisions she wants to make. As 50 Cent caught wind of this, he's somebody that be in H-Town a lot, sponsors the teams out here, has worked with the school district, done the donations. He really be out here, so he know about Turkey Leg Hut. He done been there before, so he's seen this and put up on the ground like, wow, because it be turned up. Everybody know about it. The line be long. Oh, he was trying to eat. No wonder the line was around the corner. What the F is going on? Turkey Leg Hut coming to Shreveport, Red River District, Branson, Cognac. If 50 Cent is just doing what he do when it comes to things like this, he gonna speak how he feel and crack a little joke out of it.
So as you guys can see, it says, let me take this thing off. It says 5 years ago, it says 50 Cent becomes latest celebrity to visit Turkey Leg Hut. So they had a lot of celebrities coming out to eat their food. They were a popular name. It was a popular thing. And you know, social media is so important these days in having a business. So it's like 5 years ago, what happened? So now y'all in court for arson. They coming out and saying that the wife owe people money and is scamming and doing shady business deals. They got all these kitchen violations. I believe it's 34 kitchen violations. And it's like, see, this is why you should be humble, because 5 years ago they was on top. 5 years later, one of them is in court fighting for their freedom. So this is why people need to be humble. But that's besides the point. Let's get back into the video.
Say, man, that's why the line was long. They was selling weed out the back too. And I gotta say this. I'm gonna say the line was long for the food, but I don't know about the weed stuff. I didn't ever know nothing about that. But the feds is saying that the other guy who he paid to go with the arson move is corroborating and giving up the information for the investigation directly to the federal agents. Prosecutors allege that drug.
And you know what? When you be doing crimes with people, just know they're gonna tell on you. These dudes, see, just know they're gonna tell on you, especially if you paid them money. Once that money is spent and is gone, they are going to be looking for the next person that is going to be able to give them something in exchange for the services, because that's what they do. And what the FBI is going to give them is time off their sentence or even freedom if they tell on you. So now they are telling on you. Yeah, but the turkey leg hut had a lot going on. And we're not done. I feel like there's gonna be more that's gonna come out.
Drug activity occurred at the Turkey Leg Hut from at least 2022 to 2023. Upon Lee Price's Mississippi arrest, Lee Price told investigators that he received money from hydro marijuana being sold at the restaurant. He would reportedly travel to California and bring it back in trailers to store it at Turkey Leg Hut facility because of the 24-hour security. Lee Price reportedly picked up 500 to 1,000 pounds of drugs being sold on.
You hear that? 500 to 1,000 pounds of drugs being sold on multiple occasions. And they have 24-hour security. What restaurant do you know that has that? That don't even make no sense. Why would you need that? Should have raised a lot of people's eyebrows that were just, or lived near the restaurant. You got 24-hour security for a turkey restaurant or a restaurant selling turkey legs? That don't even make no sense.
On multiple occasions. The FBI again testified that the trailer would be parked in the back of Turkey Leg Hut, 3 different types of marijuana being sold. Prosecutors said the Turkey Leg Hut had special packaging for drugs, and after being sold, Lynn Price would collect the proceeds but share some of them with Lee Price for delivery. He pleaded not guilty during the arraignment. Prosecutors argued Price is a danger to the community and could intimidate witnesses or jurors if released. His defense attorney, Chuck Egg.
You know what? Some people are calling him. They're calling him the Suge Knight of restaurants. I mean, here we are. He's selling turkey legs by day and doing he's selling turkey legs in the daytime, doing crimes in the day and night, okay?
Egbano initially argued the government hadn't met its burden to justify the hearing, but after discussion, Judge Palermo allowed it to proceed. Egbano requested bond and proposed release conditions. Geofence data showed Lee Price's cell phone within 22 meters of the bar at the time of the fire, the agent said. Prosecutors said Lynn Price and Lee Price called each other just before and after the fire, the only overnight calls between them that month. Egbano emphasized that Lynn.
Why, when people go to commit crimes, or why, when people are committing crimes, they don't think about their digital footprint? Because that's getting a lot of people caught up. Is because they're tracking the phones, they're tracking who you're calling the day before. So as to why people don't think of this stuff, I don't know. It's really, really wild. It's really crazy.
Price was not at the scene and was not holding an ignition source. He also pointed out that the 2 of the alleged arsonists interviewed did not tell the FBI that Price paid them to set the fire. The defense argued no other business owned by the same person has been targeted, questioning the motive. If Lynn Price was motivated to set a competing business on fire, why didn't he target other related businesses? Now, it says confessions that led to the indictments. And
You know, when you have good food and you have a good product, you don't have to do all this. You don't have to go burn down anybody else's business or try to hurt the competition by telling their customers nasty things about them. When you have a good product, people are going to come for the good product. You don't have to do all this. And he did all this to what? Now he doesn't even have a restaurant. Now he's facing 20 years in prison. So all of this for nothing. All of this for nothing. It didn't have to be like this and it wasn't this serious, but it sounds like he been doing crime for a minute. So there's that.
investigators that Lynn Price directed him.
My bad. I just realized that it wasn't on stage. Let me just slide it back a little bit because I was like, I can hear it, but why they can't see it? Okay, let me slide it back a little bit. Let's go.
Role in the Bar 5015 explosion and implicated Lynn Price. Lee Price allegedly told investigators that Lynn Price directed him to recruit.
And then that is Lindell Leroy Price. That is the husband. That is one of the owners of the Turkey Leg. Hey, Drip, how are you doing? How are you doing? That is the husband, but we are really going to focus on the wife today. I'm playing this video to give you guys kind of the backstory of the whole situation. Hey, Drip, what's going on?
What up, though?
What is going on? What's going on? How you doing today?
I'm doing good, though.
Okay. What time is it there?
About 6:55 p.m.
Wow, it is almost 10 a.m. here. Drip is literally on the other side of the world.
Yeah, not much today, though, to be honest. I came home kind of late anyway. Other than that, I just posted content. That's it.
Yeah, I'm gonna change out my headphones. I have like my wireless ones in, but I'm gonna put these ones on so I can hear a little bit better.
Okay.
But Drip, in the meantime, go ahead and tell us about your YouTube channel and tell us if you have a video coming out today.
Sorry, what was that?
I said go ahead and tell us about your YouTube channel.
Okay, sure, I'll go ahead and do that. But basically, what I do, though, my content is basically about UK hip hop culture mostly. I do voiceover content with UK rap clips, though. So I just basically research some clips, talk over it, give you a bit of context, and then let the music play. That's what I do, though, now. But I used to do a variety of things, though. And now I just switched to music because I enjoy that the most, though. That's what I do on YouTube. Also, make sure to follow me on TikTok as well. I made it on TikTok, Got monetized also, Got into their shop though. You know that program, TikTok Shop for Creators? I got into that. I made it.
Oh, the program on TikTok?
Yeah.
I don't have TikTok, but I am newer to TikTok, so I don't really understand a lot of what's going on there. But I'm on
Yeah,
there.
but
Y'all
basically,
follow
what
us
I'm
on
saying,
TikTok.
thank you. Make sure to follow my TikTok too, So I say as well, though, it's basically, though, it's more easier to get monetized over there than it's here. Here is more hard work, though.
Oh, really? Drip, your
Yeah.
sound is like I think it's like poppy. Do you want to
Okay,
go
one second.
out and come back in?
How about now? Still the
It's
same.
still it's
If
still
it is, I'll
it's
drop and come back.
yeah, I think you should drop down and come back. I thought it was my headphones, but I think your sound is like I can hear you. It's just a little poppy. Okay, so you're gonna drop down and come back, and then we gonna see. Um, when we are live, a lot of things are gonna happen, and you gotta kind of work the kinks out as they come, and that's why we got a relaxed atmosphere. Like, look, I tell you on the beginning, I am not. I was a chef first, and now I became a YouTuber. So I already give y'all the disclaimer that whatever happens is gonna happen, but we're gonna try. So when Drip comes back up, we're gonna pull him back up. Drip, what's up?
Hey, what up? I'm back though.
Okay. Yeah, so we're talking about the turkey leg hut again.
Okay.
Um I think you were here the last time we talked about it. Remember there's a restaurant where the dude had the arson going on, or he paid somebody to
Oh
commit
yeah.
arson?
I remember though. I think he did that before. I think he had to end up deleting it though, cause it wasn't good quality, so he got rid of it. I hooked it up though. Then afterwards, I deleted that same one because it was, because I actually found out though that he deleted it because it was not good quality, and I think that time that your Wi-Fi wasn't good, so pretty much ended that though.
Yes, you are correct. Okay, I talked about them two other times. This is the first one I done the husband. I tried to do this same live stream on the wife on Monday, and that's the one I had to delete. We had bad quality. But we are here today, Drip, and today is gonna work out. We're not
Yeah,
gonna have no problems.
yeah, but this time around though, I'm basically in the home. Last time I was in the car. Basically, I was in the car, but I was on the way home. So
And that's another thing. I would say shout out to you, Drip, for doing that because when I am traveling, it is so hard for me to pop on other people's live streams because I be trying to drive. So I gotta focus. But I used to do
yeah,
that in the beginning, but now I like to be at home and comfortable because I can't
yeah.
multitask that
Wait,
well.
but when I'm in the car, it's not basically I'm the one driving. It's someone else driving. That's my mother. Basically, I go to college though, and I get picked up and get dropped. So when I'm there though, that's why sometimes though, you know.
Oh, I see what you're saying. For me, it's I be the one driving, so it's just too much. But I will see a lot of people call in and they'll be like driving, they'll be at the grocery store, and I cannot multitask that well. You know what I'm
I mean, I
saying?
can do it when I'm outside though. I can hop on when I'm outside. I just have to find a good spot to sit in though, and then do that.
Yeah, then that's one of the things I noticed too. When you're streaming, period, you have to have good Wi-Fi, or it's not gonna work.
Yeah. I mean, when I'm outside, I don't use the Wi-Fi there. I have, mobile data.
Mm.
So it's just
Well,
basically,
for
I use mobile data though. So just all I do is just basically from my phone data though. And it's unlimited though. So not unlimited type of data. That's why I can just basically go outside and just hop on though and stuff like that.
I see, I see. So the video we were watching is talking a little bit more about the husband, and then we're gonna talk about what the wife has going on, who she owes money to, who is making allegations. I'm gonna pull this video back up, Drip. If you have anything to say, you can just stop me. Um, I'll just
Okay.
pause the
Yes,
video.
I got you though. All I'm gonna say though, pretty much before we start though, make sure to check out the newest short I posted today though. This short is about a Khalid Sadiq song though. I said, remember this Khalid Sadiq song. I know not many people listen to it. I just basically just titled that though. It's basically the song called Rise and Fall. I just took a clip of that though. It's like one of Khalid Sadiq's old songs though, and I just basically put that as the title.
Okay, I'm gonna make sure I check it out. Shout out to Drip for always educating us about the UK rap scene. And I say rap as a broad title because there's a bunch of different genres.
Yeah, I was to say it's not just UK rap I just do also. It's like yes, it's UK hip hop culture, but then sometimes I do the Muslim hip hop culture also. You know, there's an Islamic hip hop
Mm.
scene as well. It's just the only reason though not many people know, like that though, is because not many, they're not pushed out that much though, And even if they do though, like the faith-based type stuff. Faith-based stuff don't get that, get pushed out that much though. So that's why you might not know some, or like there's very rarely, they rarely do that kind of stuff. Everyone's different, but that's just how I kind of saw it like that. Maybe that's why.
Yeah, I didn't even know that they had. I imagine that there are so many different types of music all around the world, but I've never heard that specific genre
You didn't know
of
there's a
music.
Muslim hip hop scene though. There are Muslims who rap
No,
though.
I didn't know that. I
There
mean, I
are
have never even
Muslims who
heard it
rap though,
before.
like literally though. Yeah, I know, but I mean, when you actually hear about Muslims who rap, and they just probably part of the mainstream type of thing, the main hip hop stuff. But you never really heard like the faith based things though.
No,
Well, that's
no, I
something
haven't.
we can learn.
Yeah. And they see, this is why y'all gotta check out Drip's YouTube channel. Great information. But let's get into this video.
All right.
This is Lindell Leroy Price.
A crew for the arson and proposed payment. Lee Price said he received two payments. The first one, $1,000, which he said he gave to the crew, and later $400. Armani Williams, a former Turkey Leg Hut employee, also reportedly confessed to involvement and told investigators he feared Lynn Price, noting his reputation and history of violence. Now, they said another general manager there had put up her text messages and said he was threatening to come kill her dog, stop playing with him, and she mean it. With that being said, there's multiple people testifying. They also said that they spoke with the owner of 5015, and he was upset because he was dealing with the same distributor and person that they got their crawfish from. And he said this is a conflict of interest, said he had been made threats before about this, said he'll blow the spot up, and they just putting all this in a federal indictment and the documents that's being presented to the court to deny the bond, saying he's a danger to society, saying that he has influence on people, he will threaten people with violence and things like that. Have to say innocent until proven guilty. When it comes to this situation right here, they even said that he went down and they were supposed to do business together for 5015, but he was declined by the owner of 5015, gave him the money back or something like that, and said, hey, I want to just do it how I want to do it. But it turned into this where it became rivals, is what they point out right now. Now, with all this going on, as I say, innocent until proven guilty, but they is going to make him look like he the worst in the courtroom. That's the whole goal there. You heard him say, their goal is to uncover his other image, his other lifestyle that they saying he is keeping hidden. Now, with all this going on, the feds involved, they got something. They ain't finna just come from nothing. Then you got several people testifying. As I said, the first day this case broke 5 years ago, that they just find something out of nowhere. Somebody else got a case. So I say, hey, everybody that's allegedly testifying, you know they got the phone data. They can go back and trace calls, see the times that the calls was made. All somebody got to do is point in the right direction. The feds going to do the rest. And according to them, they got somebody pointing in that right direction as he's doing this to swap out his case that he caught that ain't even got nothing to do with this. But this is how it go. I told y'all, I am scared of fire.
So there you have it. Everything that's kind of going on with the husband, Lindell Leroy Price. There, I didn't even realize this, but the people that he hired to do the arson were former Turkey Leg Hut employees. So
Well,
they probably have seen a lot. Even before the arson, they probably were a part of the drugs that were being funneled to the restaurant. And we don't even know if there's more illegal activity. This is all we've heard so far up until this point.
oh wow.
So, yeah, Drip, what do you think?
That's kind of, I don't know, to be honest. That's kind of surprising, though, to be honest. That's kind of just wow.
But yeah, and it's like they had a good business, and it makes me so mad because they didn't even have to go down this route of like all these crimes and stuff, but maybe he was a criminal. It seemed like he may have been a criminal before, and old habits die hard is what they normally say, and that's kind of like what seems like what happened here.
Yeah, that's probably true. You never know.
Yes, so that is the husband, Lindell Leroy Price. We're going to talk about the wife, Nakia Holmes, which is the other owner of the Turkey Leg Hut. And the reason we got to talk about her is because they were a couple, they were together And now that this federal arson case is going on, we have to ask ourselves, how much did she know? Or
Mm,
is she innocent?
good point. Yeah, who knows that actually? Yeah, you might be right though.
What it seems like she has done though is distance herself from Lindell. They are getting a divorce. It might already have gone through. They're getting a divorce and all that stuff, and she's accusing him of being emotional, um I believe emotional and physical abusive.
Wow,
So lot going on with this situation.
wow. Oh, that's crazy though.
Yes, and it was alleged that she owed her friend money, who was the husband of a famous gospel singer. And in this news clip, they're going to tell you guys more about this alleged money that they are stating that she owes. So, let me play this video.
But first tonight, more legal trouble for Houston's well-known turkey leg hut.
A Grammy-nominated gospel singer James Fortune and his wife are now suing the restaurant's owner over claims they put more than $300,000 into the restaurant and are now out of the money. Sherman Chow joins us live with the story you'll see only on KFGO 11 News. Sherman, this is just the latest problem for this popular restaurant.
It is indeed, Mia. We are outside of Turkey Leg Hut, which remains closed because of 35 health department code violations. And now a new lawsuit has been filed, and we are.
Okay, so earlier I misspoke. I said 34 health violations. It's actually 35. Trip, how
Wow,
do you feel about a restaurant having 35 violations?
that's crazy. I mean, it's not surprising. It's not really surprising they closed down anyway, though. That's crazy, though, man. Literally, where's the quality, though?
35. That's a lot of violations on one day.
Wow, 35 is
um,
crazy. Well,
so
not.
they're probably storing the turkey legs wrong. They probably were not washing their hands.
We didn't say
Um,
I wouldn't say not just washing hands. Did they not cut the meat properly as well, though? Because you also gotta cut the meat properly too, you know.
yeah, I mean, with 35 violations, they took. What did they pass?
Wow.
Because it seems like they failed everything. But it's scary because, like, you could go to a place to eat and they could have just failed their health inspection and you would never know.
Wow. Oh, wait, not just like if they not cut the meat properly. They could have undercooked the food as well, though, you know. You never know. They could, saying 35, isn't like basically like one of the complaints is that the food is undercooked, though. That's also a health violation too, though. Or is that not violation, though? Undercooked food.
Well, yeah, all of that's a part of it. What the health inspector does is they come through with thermometers, and your food has to be cooked to a certain temperature. So what they're gonna do is like if you have food, they're gonna go and temp each piece of meat. And so maybe they temp some of the turkey and it was under 165. But
Wow.
also the way the health inspector, they look at how your food is stored. There's a proper way that your refrigerator has to be set up when you're in the kitchen, and you can't have food sitting on the floor. All of the food has to be like, I think it's like 3 inches or something like that off the floor so that you don't get a mice problem. And so the
Wow.
health inspector
Wait,
looks
so
at
just to get
everything.
salmonella. I was gonna say, you know, with turkey and stuff like that, if you undercook that, can you get salmonella poisoning though? Or is that with chicken? No, actually, I'm thinking about chicken. No, like if you undercook chicken, you get salmonella.
There are a number of foodborne illnesses that you can get, but I do think salmonella comes from meat. But I could be wrong. But you can definitely get food poisoning. You can get E. coli from like dirty vegetables and unclean vegetables. There's a lot of foodborne illnesses that you can get, and the biggest part for the food inspection is the health and sanitation part. Like, are y'all cleaning your hands? How are the food stored? The food safety. Where you cleaning your products with, like, but they came through there and they gave them a big F. Cause there's no way they passed with that many violations.
What a failing that though. How they manage to stay open while doing that though? That's crazy.
Well, once you get caught with that many violations, they will shut your restaurant down. But you can kind of go around that because it's like I think the health inspection is like once a year, or it could be like on a quarter basis. So in between those health inspections, you could do, and then what they do is like the night before the inspection, they clean up the kitchen, they go through all the labels, they make sure they're all current, and you clean up real good the night before. And then when the health inspection is over, you go back to doing what you used to be doing. But that's not the right way. I'm just telling you how they cheat these tests.
Okay. So what do I know though? Basically? I'm just saying, what do I know though? I don't really cook that. I don't really cook though. So what would I know though? I'm just basically just going off like how I just basically for person just basically goes there to customer point of view and stuff like that. Like what I actually think though. Because what would I know though?
But the customer point of view is a very big deal too, because without customers, these places cannot stay open. And one thing that happened to the Turkey Leg Hut after they had all these allegations going on, after the divorce, you see a decrease in customers. And because of that decrease, I believe they closed their doors for good. I don't remember the day off
Yeah,
the top of
that's
my
true
head.
though. Yeah, you got a point though. I was also gonna say, what about like customer service as well though? What if we had bad customer service?
Don't know if they have bad customer service because they love taking pictures and doing all the glitz and glam and meeting people. They like that part. It was the
Mm,
employee part and the kitchen and
exactly.
the vendors that was really the problem, I think.
No, but that's what I meant though. Like basically, when I meant by customer service, I mean how the employees treat the customers and stuff like that. What the serving part though, I mean. Like that's why when I mean
Yeah.
by customer serving, I meant the service part though. Like not
Oh,
literally
I see
the
what you're saying.
no, like basically like commonly though, like when a customer comes in the front to order and stuff and the service and stuff like that though. That's what I meant. That's what I meant by customer service though. Simple customer service though. Everything else is different though. I get that. I'm just talking about the first part.
Yeah. Hey, sis. We're actually gonna hear from some employees. Um, I don't really hear many people really complaining about how they were treated there. I don't really see that. I do see some employees complaining about the management. I do see that. But
Hmm.
as this goes on, more is gonna come out. So we're gonna be right here to report on it. Let me play some more of the video. Drip, here we go. Let's get back into the video.
And we are learning exclusively that a nationally known gospel artist says he and his wife have been violated too. James Fortune, gospel singer, husband, and investor,
In 2018, he and wife Raquel met Nakia and Lindell Price at the Price's popular Third Ward restaurant. Turkey Leg Hut seemed the epitome of success.
We go to their home. We spend time, our kids interacted with each other.
Then last December, as the Prices were in the throes of a contentious divorce, the Fortunes say they loaned Nakia, as the restaurant's owner, $100,000. 2 months later, Raquel says Nakia phoned.
She was hysterical because the comptrollers were physically there to seize assets. And so she needed financial assistance immediately.
The Fortunes then say they put in $180,000 for 15% ownership of the Turkey Leg Hut. The next month, the Fortunes tell us Nakia couldn't pay bills.
So she asked if I would use my personal card to purchase food for the business.
The Fortunes say they spent.
Okay, so we're already at like $200,000, I believe. Why you're lending all this money to? I mean, I wish I had a friend that lent me $100,000. Crazy that she was just giving this girl all this money and not seeing nothing back, and then she's having to buy food and supplies. And then what would make me mad is after I give you all this money, you don't have money to pay your bills. What? That's crazy. Driz, what do you
Well,
think about this?
I think that's kind of crazy, though. I mean, the owner couldn't afford to pay in a way. I mean, wow.
Yeah, it's
And
crazy. It's like, how do you not have money for bills and I've given you all this money?
mm, I actually wondered. You actually wonder though what he actually does with the money, though. Can't if you can't afford
Yeah,
to. So I was gonna ask you what you think she do with the money, though.
maybe she has a gambling problem. Because that's a lot of money to get rid of, or that's a lot of money to borrow in 2 months. It sounds like $200,000. She has to have some type of gambling problem. Um, Maybe she likes to shop or something. I don't really know.
I don't know either, though, but I'm just saying, though. That just makes you wonder, though.
Yeah, and if I have a friend that calls me and says, the vendors are here with the food and I don't have any money to pay them, I'll be like, well, send the food back. You know what I'm saying? So, but this girl bought food for her friend's business. And I'm gonna play some more of this strip and we're gonna hear how much she paid for the food, which is crazy.
Well,
For the business.
The Fortunes say they spent thousands paying for food supplies and services. Then, on March 26th, Turkey Leg Hut filed for bankruptcy, declaring less than $50,000 in assets.
By then,
So after they borrowed all this money from them, they filed for bankruptcy shortly after. Oh, and I say them, but really it was Nakia Holmes that borrowed the money from her friend. But when you are married, they consider it, you're considered to be a unit. And so then they filed for bankruptcy after they borrowed all this money. After they spent thousands of dollars on food, gave you thousands of dollars in cash, you're gonna file for bankruptcy? Where's my money at? Where's my money at? Because that don't make no sense.
I'm here, though.
So
Don't
bomb.
worry. I'm
Oh,
here. I
okay.
can just step away. I have to step away for a minute.
Okay, no worries. Um, It says voluntary petitions for non-individuals filing for bankruptcy. So apparently people file for bankruptcy when they want to wipe their debt clean. It's kind of what I've been hearing. I'm not a financial person, so I don't have like all the answers for it. But they filed for bankruptcy after borrowing all this money. And what it would do is it would wipe all their debts away.
Yeah, wow, man. What my training was for me, though, wow. I mean, that's why you're not supposed to. That's why I'm not allowed to believe. That's, for me, what I believe in, though, not allowed to take a loan with interest in it, though, I'm
Yeah,
not.
I mean,
That's basically me being Muslim. You know what we're not allowed to do? We're not allowed to take interest, though. Interest is haram. Basically, it's forbidden for me to take an interest. I can take a mortgage, though, or like basically alternative finances, though. Basically in general, I'm not saying I do all these things, though, but I'm just saying, though, based on what I believe in, though, I'm not allowed to take interest. The loans is different, though, so Islamic loans are
so
yeah.
Muslims are not allowed to take interest, so you guys can take loans and give loans, but you can't add extra interest onto it.
Yep.
I never knew that. Wow.
Yes, I can. Let me Google that and actually show you how Islamic banking works. Islamic banking operates in principles that differ from conventional, particularly by prohibiting interest riba. Instead, Islamic banks generate profit through asset-backed transactions, asserted hold on, let me actually read that again. Islamic banks generate profit through asset-backed transitions, transitions such as trade and investment, where profits and risk are shared between the bank and its customer. System is aimed to be ethical and socially responsible, ensuring wealth circulates fairly and investments are aligned with Islamic law.
Wow, I never knew that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Dang, Trip, you be educating us about everything. I never realized that. It's like, I guess when you're in one part of the world and everything works that way, you don't really think about it working any other way. I never thought about that. Like, banks are
There
different
are
all around the
Islamic
world.
banks everywhere. There's Islamic banks worldwide, though, actually. I'm in the UK, so UK is a Western country, though. I just basically Googled that, though, and there are Islamic banks. I'm not saying I basically use that. Who knows, though? I don't know. I'm not saying I don't know. To be honest, I do. But I'm educating on something new, though, because there are Islamic banks over there as well, though. You just gotta find them.
Oh, wow. Drip be having us up here learning something every time you come up here. You be teaching us about music, you talk about Ramadan, and you talk about Islamic banking. I never even realized that.
Yeah, so that's why I
Um,
said I can take a loan and stuff like that. Say in general, I could take a loan, but I have to make sure it has no interest on it, though.
oh, okay.
So the only reason probably I'm not allowed to take out interest, though, is because it ruins your life. That's why it's forbidden for me to do that.
Oh, they say because it, wow, that's interesting. They say because it ruins your life.
Yeah, because look, when you take a loan with interest, though, doesn't it ruin your life in a way because it could raise that interest, depending on how they want to do it, higher and higher. Doesn't that technically ruin your life in a way?
It can if you taking out too many loan. And Keisha said, "Wait, what's the difference? The difference between what? We need
Is
you to be a little bit more specific, sis. The
Islamic
difference
banking
between
and
what?
conventional banking. So Islamic banks use equity participation to make profit. I explained the difference between conventional banking and conventional, like normal banks, though. Like conventional banks, though, like what you get, though, and Islamic banks, though. The difference is, though, is Islamic banks operate on principles that differ significantly from conventional banking, particularly prohibiting interest. Islamic banks generate profit through asset-backed transactions such as trade and investment, where profits are risk where profit and risk are shared between bank and customers. That's how it is. So it's like partnership.
Actually think that's a good rule though, because I think a lot of these banks use the interest based system to get as much money as possible. And Drip,
Mm,
you know what, Drip, you got a point. It do be ruining people's lives. I had to think about it. Cause then you owe all this money and it's the interest on your student loans.
also, the say
And
like
that's
basically
probably what happened to the turkey leg hut.
wow,
They
but
owed
sorry, I just was gonna say
yeah.
the same. Like basically, though, like say you leave this earth, your entire family has to pay that off. Though when you're gone, like when you're gone, your entire family has to deal with it now. You know, that's why interest is forbidden for me to do because it ruins your life, though. Because it's not just your life ruined, the entire family's too, though. Because your family literally has to pay that off, though, when you're not here.
Yeah. It's very, very true. And the interest based system is what be getting people tripped up because you may have borrowed this money, but now they have added on all these fees and all these interest rates to gain profits. But it seems like there is a way to not do this and to still be profitable. But here
Yeah.
in America, y'all know what it is.
Yeah, but don't worry, you can find Islamic banks in America. You just gotta look for it though. That's all I'm gonna say. And I'm gonna say nicely though. Basically, Islamic banks are available in America. You just gotta look for them though. You just gotta research for ones in your area though, and then you can basically do that though. It's not just applied to basically Muslims only though for Islamic banks. Everyone is allowed to actually, be allowed to, come, you know,
Yeah.
everyone's
I
allowed.
think that that's a good concept though, and it seems like you guys are looking out for each other.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. No, all you gotta, I think probably that at some point, if you ever do consider at least, that's just probably something for you, if you choose to consider, just gotta research and that's all. I actually heard about that type of system and stuff like that, though. I'm very, because it's not just a fake thing. No, I literally researched into it, though, as well, though. So, probably
Mhm.
suggest, if you actually have that kind of issue and stuff like that, I'd probably just suggest you just, research into like what I just told you though. And if you actually, I'm not saying you know anywhere though, you just look and stuff like that in your own time if you want to though. It's up to you. I'm not telling you what to do, but if you want to though, that's all I can do to help you though, I guess. If you want.
Yeah. Well, I have never heard of this concept before, but I'm glad you're here to kind of, share some insight on that whole situation. And I feel like for the turkey leg hut, what could have happened is that Nakia Holmes owed all these people. And the interest rates could have gotten high, and maybe that's where all the money was going. I don't know, but what did she do with all this money
Mm,
that she was not paying back?
well, I she basically tried to pay him back then, couldn't catch up though. Basically, who knows? Who knows? Let's say she's able to try and pay though. Maybe she couldn't catch up with the demand and stuff like that. Maybe the demand of it though, in some way though, maybe the demand made the interest go higher. Maybe she couldn't catch up with that, the supply and demand type of thing. Maybe that's why though. That's why I probably
Yeah.
spent so much though, or probably used it for personal type of thing though as well.
Yeah, maybe she was too far behind and couldn't quite get her footing. Let's get back into this video and let's hear what else this couple has to say. So far, they've paid for food. It sounds like they've given her over $200,000. They just filed for bankruptcy. And so that's where we are currently in the story. Let's get back into it. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button, subscribe to the channel.
Then we're, 300,000 in. Bankruptcy was filed a month after we had given that money. We come to find out there's millions in debt now.
Over the past several weeks, I went to the Turkey Leg Hut, contacted employees, attorneys, and Nakia Holmes requesting an interview, which she declined. The Fortunes say in hopes of keeping the restaurant afloat, they even paid some employees when Turkey Leg Hut did not.
Did you take a business risk and it just didn't work, as opposed to something more nefarious?
I think I allowed my friendship to blind me in a lot of areas. It's no words to describe the level of pain, hurt, and frustrations.
The Fortunes say they put in nearly $400,000 into the restaurant. Now they are suing and praying in hopes of getting their money back.
Now, we should note that some of the players in this ongoing Turkey Leg Hut drama do have criminal convictions, including James Fortune. Those are from several years past and are unrelated to Turkey Leg Hut and this lawsuit. I did contact Nakia Holmes yesterday again for comment. Her representative declined a response. We're live here in the Third Ward. Sherman.
So there you have it. They gave over $400,000, which is almost $500,000. I don't know why they would give someone that much money without some type of paperwork, some type of agreement, or anything. That is wild. Drip, what are your thoughts? Okay, so Drip will be back in a second, but y'all join my food group on Facebook, Foodiegang fan page. But yes, so they gave over $400,000 to Nakia Holmes, which is the wife of the Turkey Leg Hut couple that opened the restaurant. They never received any written documents or any paperwork, and now or any they never signed any contracts before they gave this money. And soon after they gave this money, the Turkey Leg Hut filed for bankruptcy. And so now the couple has opened a lawsuit suing the Turkey Leg Hut. And even though they got the money from Nakia Holmes, because at the time I believe she was still married to Lindell Price, they probably had to sue both of them. Now, I'm not a lawyer, but this is my guess and what I think. And Nikisha said, nah, they was being cloud chasers and mad laugh loud. You think the gospel couple was being cloud chasers? Or who you want you this come up? Because you got a lot to say. You think, but I'll tell you one thing. If I was your husband and you gave away $400,000, you're cut off from all the accounts and from any money. We are now treating you like a child and you don't have any rights or responsibility to this money. If you're giving away $500,000 to your friend for some turkey legs, when you know that they got all this drama going on. Okay, sis. Yeah, I can't believe she gave that much money away. Okay, so she thinks that the gospel couple was clout chasing. Yes, I do, because who in their right mind would do that, and they probably were supposed to gain something. I think, but also, what fooled a lot of people is the Turkey Leg Hut was booming and had a lot of customers. So they probably thought they were going to be part owners or whatever. But $400,000, you could open up your own restaurant for all that money. You can open up your own restaurant. And if you are going to sign on to be an investor, you have to sign some sort of paperwork or something. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, if that man says he wants to control the money, I don't think any of us is gonna be shocked because she just gave away almost $500,000 to her friend. And why would you keep giving somebody money if you're not seeing anything back? Why would you keep giving them money? Just didn't make any sense. Just didn't make any sense. Okay, so that was from one lady. There's also another allegation from a former employee. This video is long, so I have the timestamp here. Let me get my notes. Another former employee lent Nakia Holmes money and was not giving her money back, had to chase her around.
Wow.
Oh, what's up, Jay? What
Hey,
do you think
I
about
had to
everything
step
that we
away.
hearing?
I had to step away though, so because I was gonna go to the air fry my food though, because I got home, an hour ago, so, I gotta eat as well though, so I had to like really, step away and sort my food situation.
What are you making?
No, I'm air frying fish though, so it's like fried fish and then you have fries though.
Okay. Do you use a dip or do you be dipping them in anything?
No, it's just basically frozen though. You get them from the freezer though. Basically what I do is I buy frozen, fish and stuff like that. Like it's basically cod fish
Mm-hmm.
though that's already frozen though. And basically you just take it out and then you just basically put them in the air fryer though and you just let it cook.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I was just telling somebody that I wanted to fry some fish. But ain't nothing wrong with that. I have some fish fillets in the freezer that I use for like fish sandwiches, and then I'll fry them. I'll put them in the air fryer and I'll eat it by itself, or I'll get some bread or some fries. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
I know, I know. Now that's just the only simple thing I can do on my own. I can make pasta. It's not hard to make pasta though. Other than that though, I don't cook though. I get someone, my mom is the only one to cook for me though. Or sometimes my dad though, if he wants to though. Or like basically my brother or something like that though, if no one else is home. But if no one else is home, the only thing I had to eat was basically whatever's left in the fridge, or basically I just air fry it myself. Did tell my mom though at some point to show me how to make some stuff though, so then I can actually use the stove a bit. But sometimes I'm not trusted to use the stove though. It's basically the only concern, guac and everything. I could burn the house though. That's why I'm not trusted and supervised on the stove this year. Just need to show that I
Yeah.
can. I just need to show that I'm, how well I'm doing and how well I can progress by using the stove. Then they can slowly trust me on that.
Yeah, well, I think that it's all gonna work out for you when the time is right. And I'm glad you got the air fryer. Ain't nothing wrong with the air fryer. Nothing wrong with mom cooking your meals. And it'll all happen in due time.
Plus, the thing is, I get to have someone else to cook some of these, so it's all right though.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I wish somebody would cook for me. Sometimes my sister will cook for me and she'll bring over food, or I'll go over to her house and she'll have just made dinner and she be cooking.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
cool.
I know
I
that.
rarely eat out though. I rarely eat out though. Like the only time I probably in the college though, in my college, they do have like food there over there. So I do take, hot food and stuff like that though. It's basically just like just like a bursary system and stuff like that. All I do is just basically just basically I just take hot I just buy hot food in the couch. That's different though. I can just eat whatever I want there, but then when I get home, I can eat properly. That's just how it is though. So basically, other than that, outside though, I rarely eat out though. Rarely though. The only time is if I'm going out with the family, or we basically rarely get it.
Yeah, I don't really eat out a ton, and I find myself going to the same restaurants when I do eat out.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's good. That's good. I mean, though, like sometimes, though, like basically, when it's Friday and stuff like that, though, like when it's like gym on Friday, like when I go to lunch and stuff like that, maybe sometimes, though, I might go outside to eat, but mostly go home and stuff like that, though. So, just basically, I got the lunch in a different town, and if possible, I do get to eat out as well, if possible. But that's just very rare. It's not that because I'm not allowed to eat out, though. It's just basically my mom's just trying to limit. My mother's trying to limit me, trying to limit us, though, to not eat out that much, though, because it's not good for you all the time. So trying to limit that.
Yeah, and that's so true. And it's really sad for people that are just kind of used to eating out and they do that out of convenience. But you're right, it really isn't the best for you, and it's good to eat home cooked meals. But unfortunately, everybody doesn't
Ain't got
cook
time.
or doesn't have someone that knows how to cook or have time. But I'm
Yeah,
glad you got your mom there to, hey, like, hey, this is the right way. You're supposed to be eating home cooked meals, not a bunch of fast food.
no, I mean, but nothing wrong with fast food. It's probably once in a while, or when you do that, just basically have it once though, and that's it though. Sometimes, what I'm strange though is I basically eat my food during break time, and then I wait until either I wait till I get home to eat though. Like basically, I eat food like break times, like morning type thing, the morning break type of thing though. I eat my food during the break though, and basically in the afternoon I don't eat hot food as much though. I don't eat properly though in the afternoon though, because I'm not that hungry though. I'm kind of strange.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, I see what you're saying. And that's the thing I love about this channel is that we get to talk about food in our own way, how we like it. And it's nice to kind of hear what other people do and what other people eat and what they don't like. It's very interesting to hear that too from other people. Okay, so this is another young lady who Nakia Holmes, the Turkey Leg Hut owner, who is the wife, she borrowed money from. It says fake watch and repossessed Mercedes has the Turkey Leg Hut owners in hot water with past employee. So she used to work at the Turkey Leg Hut. Nakia Holmes borrowed money from her and tried to give her these items as opposed to just giving her money back. This video is long. I'm just going to play a portion of it so we can hear a little bit of the story.
So, backstory on Frankie, like I said earlier, Frankie is my best friend that got cool with Nakia. And so, like, they're like super tight fit. They're cool. So, like, anytime throughout these months, that's who I've been expressing myself to because I've been embarrassed. So, he's just like, no, like, don't do, like, she's going to countersue you. Don't do it. Her car's paid off. Like, going, like, I said, she didn't give me a title to the car. She just gave me keys to the car. And he was like, the watch, like you can go sell a watch. The watch is, so the watch, you see, that's not collateral for me. He's like, she's just going to counter sue you and she's going through a lot. And this is like, I don't know, somebody had recently just posted that like she owed them money too. It was like James Fortune or somebody like that. And I don't know, mind you, everything, all of the light, all of the dark is coming to the light. And I'm just sitting.
So James Fortune is the couple that we just heard from. That was the gospel singer and his wife. I don't remember her name. It's not important. He was the one that was famous, and that was his wife. So he's a gospel singer. This is a past employee. She's referring to Nakia Holmes owing her money and James Fortune money. So there we have two people. And let me see. This video was 7 months ago. Everything that we're talking about is happening within the last year.
Sitting there like every day, I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna get my money. Oh, I'm not. Every time, I'm just like, I'm not gonna get it. I might as well just give it up. I'm not gonna get my money. So at this point, I hire a lawyer, and then I'm like, bro, I don't know what to do with this car. Frankie told me this car is paid off. So the last resort, I swear I didn't want to do this. I call her husband. Mind you, I don't know if everybody's following their story, but they're going through like a very nasty divorce, and he's like, I'm on Nakia. Like, I would never call her husband. So, but at this point, she's not answering the phone. She's not answering text. Carmen's not answering. Carmen's like, I've washed my hands with this. I'm saying, okay, well, I'm going to call Lynn. So I call Lynn and I'm like, hey, like, I don't mean to get you involved, but like, Nakia asked me for money and I gave it to her and it's been months down the line. She owed me. I don't know what to do. He gets on the phone. So at this point, I'm on the phone with Lynn, and I guess him and Nakia are at odds. So he's telling me everything. He's like, yeah, she's staying somewhere she can't afford it. Like, I'm sending her money every week. And he then sends me a picture inside of the apartment that she said she hasn't seen this man in months. And he's like kicked up, laid like in her apartment. But she's like online saying like, oh, this man is my abuser. So I'm like behind her, army and troop. But
I mean, how many of us know somebody who will talk bad about their partner? We're talking about real bad, talking about like abuse claims and they're verbally abusive and all that stuff, and then they'll still be with them. That's what was going on here. Nakia was talking bad about her husband. Linda was talking bad about Nakia, but they were still with each other. Crazy work. Hey, best friend, how are you doing? How are you doing? We just talking about the turkey leg hut saga. So they was talking about each other and they were still with each other at the same time. And they was dragging everybody else into their mess.
Wow.
And it's like, this is why when somebody complains to you about their partner, you don't really know what to do because you're like, well, are you through with them, or are you just through for right now? And I've had this happen to me so many times where I'll give a girlfriend advice about how she needs to leave him if he's not treating her right. And then I'll turn around and she'll be back with him. I'm like, hey, look, leave me out of it. Don't come in. I'm tired of hearing it. If you're still gonna be with that person, just leave me out of it then. I don't want to hear about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But anyways, I'll probably come back in a bit though. I'm just gonna drop. I'm gonna chill in the tap. I'm probably gonna, drop off a bit. Gotta go concentrate on the air frying right now. Gotta eat first though. When I'm done, I'll come back.
Okay, thank you so much, Drip. Y'all make sure y'all check out his YouTube channel. And we will see you in a second if we are still here. All right, that was Drip coming through the chat. He said he'll be back shortly. But we are talking about the turkey leg hut. This young woman allegedly is owed money by Nakia Holmes, which is the wife of the Turkey Leg Hut owners. It was a husband and a wife who owned the Turkey Leg Hut. We talked a lot about Lindell during this episode down here. We have the Foodiegang food panel here. Today we're talking about the wife, and we're kind of taking a deep dive into some of the allegations that she is being accused of. Let's get back into this video. So, Nakia Holmes borrowed money from from her, which is a past employee of Turkey Leg Hut. She cannot repay her in cash, so she gave her a watch and a truck.
He still has like connections and dealings with her. So I'm like, okay, this is becoming weird. And he's like, yeah. I was like, so where's my money? Oh, well, that's my wife. Like we missed out on mad properties. We missed out on 3 properties because of her. She owes my mom $60,000. So in my head, I'm like, oh, I'm really not gonna get my money. Like, I'm so sick. I'm really not gonna get my money. He's like, yeah, like I could give you the $75,000, but you're gonna have to pay me back. Huh? Who's gonna pay?
She done spit everywhere. Hold on. I'm Carmen. I intend to reach out earlier.
Wait, what? The husband said, I'm gonna give you $75K back, but you gotta pay me back. What? What? I wonder if this couple was on some sort of like drugs or something. I don't know, just because of everything that was going on. He said, I'll pay you back, but you gotta pay me back. What? That's crazy. So it says Nakia has approved the sale of one of her food trucks to repay you, but is very concerned about the delay and wants to provide collateral worth twice the loan amount to reassure you. Please let me know if this works for you and if you prefer jewelry or a vehicle. First of all, if I give you cash, that is the currency that my money needs to be returned to me. I'm not accepting nothing else besides you running me my money. And then you're trying to give me a truck and jewelry. I don't know where this jewelry is from. I don't know where this truck is from. And they said if it's been involved in a crime, I don't know where this stuff is from.
What was delayed by hearings and meetings. Nakia has approved the sale of one of her food trucks to repay you, but is very concerned about the delay and wants to provide collateral worth twice the loan amount to reassure you. Please let me know if this works for you and if you prefer jewelry or a vehicle. She said, please call me. She said, watch food truck. I really want to. She's my heart. She's like Bobby or Peyton, whatever I have to do to make it. So, I don't know. I can't read all that. So anything solidified, no contract in place. I can't physically be there. Just trusting that you, Nakia, will honor your word and given the circumstance, I'm sure you understand why this is my concern. Is there anything that you can guarantee with me turning over the watch? I want you to sell the watch. We've agreed to that. But with that, you've also said I can meet you there and you'll draft up contracts. I want to make sure there's something in place because things change. I don't want to make this process difficult for no one. She says, I understand, but Nakia said that you have a Mercedes worth over $200K in addition to the bracelet. Dropping off the watch puts you in a no different situation. You still have more that she owes. I completely understand your frustration, but I would never personally guarantee anything because I haven't met with the jeweler. Forget the watch.
So now I only got this car. I don't have collateral no more. I'm like, all right, like Frankie told me this car paid off. Like, I'm gonna request a title. Like, I'm gonna just tell my lawyer, like, demand a title. She don't gotta pay me back. I'll figure out how to sell, the money to get my money back. Because like I said before, I am the main supplier for my family. So it's like, I need taxes. I need my money back. This is a whole annual year. Like, I need my money. So I search up and I'm like, let me just see the information on this car.
This loan was intended to extend with the understanding that it will be returned immediately upon request. Despite multiple communications, this amount remains outstanding, which has promoted Ms. Bro to pursue all available legal avenues to recover her funds. It has came to our attention that you provided Ms. Bro with a bust-down Audemars Piguet Royal Oak women's watch, which was purportedly valued at $44,000. However, after thorough investigations by several reputable jurors and BBB certified diamond resellers, it has been determined that the watch contains numerous aftermarket compromising features. Consequently, it has been classified as a replica with a value not exceeding $10,000. So they took everything.
Right. Do y'all hear that? The watch that she gave her, it didn't even exceed $10,000 in value, but I believe the girl gave her like $100,000. So it seems like the husband and the wife had a lot of scams going on, and it's really not okay. It's really not okay.
Thing off of it that was Audemars and put it on with some. Furthermore, Ms. Bro was given a Mercedes, which after review was still encumbered by a creditor. This vehicle therefore holds no tangible value for my client beyond being a token of goodwill to maintain open lines of communication. In light of these circumstances, we demand that you immediately provide a list of liquid assets, including but not limited to vehicles with clear titles, jewelry, or other valuables sufficient to cover the outstanding $75,000 balance. This list and corresponding assets must be delivered to us within 15 days from this date to this letter. Should the liquidation of these assets yield an amount exceeding $75,000, any surplus will be promptly returned to you. Please understand that failure to comply with this demand within the specified time frame will leave us no choice but to.
So this was demand for immediate repayment of the $75,000 loan. You guys be careful out here loaning people these large sums of money, because it can get pretty tricky when you try to get your money back. We're going to fast forward this part and see if there's any other parts that we need to listen to. Okay, 6 days after I send out the demand of repayment, the husband texts me. Okay, so she sends the letter to demand payment, and then the husband texts her. Oh, you remember that truck? Let me go back and make sure we don't miss this part. Remember that truck that was given to her for a part of the loan? Well, the husband is now saying that that's his truck.
The lady who we're speaking to, or we're listening to. She says, I need to get my car. I had no idea it was with you, and she did not tell me it's in my name and not hers. This is the husband. This is Lynn texting her. I had no idea it was with you, and she did not tell me it's in my name and not hers at all. I don't want you in the middle of this, but ain't no insurance or nothing on it, and it's in my name. I am keeping it real with you, and she's not. I just want my car returned because it's in my name, not hers at all. I have already hit you with. I've already hit you. That car is in my name, and I need to get it. It's in my name, and I ain't getting ready to.
He's having a hard time reading this, but bless his heart. So that truck that Nakia Holmes gave this girl, Lindell is now saying that that's my car and I want it back. I would just say one thing. This couple has a lot going on, and I don't know why they're playing all these games. I just would say they have a lot going on, and maybe they belong with each other.
To keep playing these games. I don't know what Slim got going on with you, but I need my car. So how you want to handle it? That sounds like a threat right there. Like, bro, that's your wife. I mean, if y'all still legally married, you gonna have to hold that debt too. and she didn't reply. That was Tuesday at 6:44 on August 27th. So I'm guessing it's a week later. She still ain't replied. He says, "You're not saying nothing at all. I don't want to report that car stolen because the place is calling me about." I don't know what. Sound like a threat though. It's crazy.
So now this nigga trying to take the only collateral that I have. He's like, "Oh, give me my car. The only collateral that I have, $0 in. $0 in, a fake AP, and now a car that does not have a title. So it's not really collateral, but it works, I guess."
But wait, there's
Oh, I'm about to stop it, but let's play this
more.
part.
The car is up for repossession. Oh, that's what he mean. Them people was calling about the car. Yeah, because they ain't been paying the bill. Plaintiff amended application part A. Let's see here. Vanguard lease. Amended applications to the 2021 Mir AMG.
So now the car is under repossession. So not only did she give this girl a car, the car wasn't hers and is about to be repossessed. As you can see, there's a lot of games going on here. It's a lot of games going on here with the money being borrowed. Getting the money back seems to be tough. It's just a lot of games going on here. Okay, there is one more game I want to show you guys. Okay, so another thing that has come out is that some of the employees don't feel like they were treated right. Some of them are saying that they were not paid properly, they didn't receive wage pay or pay for their services. So there's just a lot going on here. So we're gonna see. Yeah, we are doing good. We are doing good. So we're gonna see what they say in this video.
People wondering what is going on with a popular restaurant. A lot of turmoil is being played out in public. Fox 26 business reporter Tom Ziska live in the 3rd Ward outside the Turkey Leg Hut, where a co-founder has been fired, staff laid off, and paychecks are missing. Tom.
Rashi, a lot of moving pieces here. The Turkey Leg Hut made a splash when it was founded in 2015 by husband and wife team Lynn Price and Nakia Holmes. Last year, there were headlines about the couple's separation while they continued to operate the business together until yesterday. From its home on Alameda Road, the Turkey Leg Hut lunch crowd is not the long wait that the popular restaurant can be known for. But as diners enjoy a nice day on the patio, all is not well at the restaurant. Co-founder Lynn.
This video came out about a year ago. So they had just filed for divorce and I think they were in the process of separating their assets. So I think they were just starting, I think they were going through the divorce, but let's see what they say.
Price posted on Instagram a now deleted copy of an email from a management consultant that gave him his walking papers from the company, reading, "Your employment with the Turkey Leg Hut is being terminated effective immediately," it reads. The firing is just one of several personnel changes at the company, citing a financial review after the discovery of.
What's going on, G Honda? What's going on? We up here talking about the Turkey Leg Hut. And you know, when folks get some money, they don't act right. That's what we talking about up here. That's what we talking about up here.
Potential mismanagement. The Turkey Leg Hut owner Nakia Holmes says in a statement to Fox 26, "Unfortunately, we quickly uncovered financial discrepancies that demanded immediate action." That action included 2 firings, 6 people laid off, and what she insists is a 2-week payroll delay. But
Okay. And they said, let me go back and make sure I get my facts straight before I repeat it.
This is a 2-week payroll delay.
Go back a little bit further. Here we go.
Immediate action. That action included 2 firings, 6 people laid off, and what she insists is a 2-week payroll delay. But an employee who does.
Okay, so we got layoffs, people fired, and we got a payroll delay. Now, if you work somewhere and then that is Honda's YouTube channel, y'all go check it out. If you work somewhere and they tell you that they're not going to pay you for 2 weeks, there's a delay, are you going to continue working there? This is in Houston, Texas. This is in Houston, Texas. Very popular restaurants on social media a lot. A lot of celebrities would frequent this restaurant. It was known that if you were in Houston, Texas, you had to stop by this restaurant. If I work for somebody and they tell me they ain't paying me in 2 weeks, guess where I'm gonna be at? Not there anymore. I tell you, I'm not working for 2 weeks and not getting paid. And are you gonna delay all my bills? Oh, okay. Well, if you're gonna delay my payment, how about I delay my services? Because we had an agreement here, and the agreement was I work and you pay me. So if you don't hold up your end of the bargain, I'm out the door. Man, I worked for this job. I worked in the kitchen at Portland State. Right. And then I went on vacation. And I was using some of my vacation time to cover my vacation. When I got my check, I said, what the heck? She forgot to enter in my vacation time. So when I got my check, it was puny. Puny. I was so mad. I wanted to walk off and quit that job, but they fixed my check and they got it to me in about 2 or 3 days. But it wasn't no 2 weeks. I said, it wasn't no 2 weeks, and I am not even waiting that long. I got to get a new job because now I can't trust y'all.
Does not want to show his face, says he's gone more than 6 weeks without a paycheck, owed more than $1,000.
We get behind on bills like rents.
What is this? What is this? Why did the news even allow this? Like, why did they put up a little icon or put up a background outside or put up a picture of a turkey leg? He said he worked for 6 weeks without pay and they owed him $1,000. At that point, why are you still working there? And what is this?
Light bill, water bill, it's becoming a hassle trying to get what's owed to you.
You should not give up on the money that's yours, regardless of the amount.
Fox 26 legal analyst Chris Tritico says affected employees have a strong argument to get their money if the employer drags its feet. From court filings to complaints to the Department of Labor, there are avenues to collect, especially with the business still in operation. It does not, however, lessen the.
But the problem with this, all these ways to do this, is it's going to take a while. It's going to take a while. But 6 weeks without pay, bro, I'm not working here no more. Because what is the point? I might as well not even have a job if we're going on an IOU system with my money.
Immediate hardship for employees waiting on a promise to be paid.
My creditors aren't going to be as nice as you're asking me to be to you, and they're not going to wait.
So Courtney, the employee, says it is a challenge continuing to come to work, not knowing when the next paycheck will come. Owner Nakia Holmes says she does plan to address those backlogged paychecks promptly, her word there, and hopes to invite those laid off employees back to work by later in the summer. Meantime, the drama continues here behind me. We were informed this afternoon that Lynn Price, the co-founder, was served divorce papers right behind me and escorted off the premises by a deputy.
Okay, this is another angle. So they were still together during this video. he was served divorce papers while they were there, or a day after, I think he said. So we see a restaurant delaying payment, laying off people, and firing people. That tells me that they don't have money. And in my opinion, you should not work at an establishment like this, especially if this isn't the first time this has happened. But where they fooled everyone at is thinking that they had a successful business. Because the Turkey Leg Hut looked successful on the outside. It's when you get in the inside and you start peeling back those layers. The wife, in my opinion, is not 100% guilt free, or she's not 100% innocent, is what I mean to say, in my opinion, because she did borrow money that wasn't repaid back, that needs to be answered for. And I believe that once they broke up and once they got the violations, I think the restaurants closed down for a little bit, and then she tried to reopen it on her own. Johanna said they scamming heavy. Yes. They're scamming the customers. They're scamming the vendors. They're scamming the investors. Everybody's getting scammed. They're even scamming the employees. They have them up there working and they ain't even gonna get paid. They didn't scam so much that it didn't landed Lindell in jail. And he's now fighting a federal arson charge because they didn't scam too much. Nakia is free, and I believe she did open up another business. And this video was a year ago. After they broke up, Lindell opened the Oyster Hut. And Louisville, I believe it was. It clearly didn't work out because now he's behind bars. But he did try to, kind of shake back. But it didn't work out. It didn't work out. But yes, they're scamming everybody. Let me slide this back a little bit. We're going to play that part again where he got the divorce papers. But do you guys think that the wife got up out of there because she knew he was about to go down?
Behind me and escorted off the premises by a deputy.
And escorted off the premises.
Who says she does plan to address those backlogged paychecks promptly, her word there, and hopes to invite those laid off employees back to work by later in the summer. Meantime, the drama continues here behind me. We were informed this afternoon that Lynn Price, the co-founder, was served divorce papers right behind me and escorted off the premises by a deputy. In Third Ward tonight, I'm Tom Ziska, Fox 26 News.
Car is up for repossession.
So there you have it. It's a whole lot of scamming going on in that situation. It's a whole lot of scamming, lying, cheating, and stealing, burning down stuff. It's a whole lot going on with that story. And that's why we're going to keep talking about Turkey Leg Hut. I'm sure while this federal arson case is going down, we're going to be hearing more stuff. We're going to be seeing more stuff. It sounds like it is going down. I did release a couple of shorts on my YouTube channel. I have some long form content that I need to work on editing, but I do want to get that out to you guys very shortly. They are scamming heavy, yes. Scamming heavy. All right, y'all. That was all I wanted to share with you guys today. Turkey Leg Hut owner Nakia Holmes lawsuits and alleged financial crimes. So we know that she owed the gospel singer. We know that she owed her friend. We know that she done with Lindell. And we know that Lindell's on trial for federal arson. So it's going down in that relationship. or the relationship already went down because I don't know if their divorce is finalized yet, but I know it's what they're pushing for. I'm not sure if it's finalized. All right, I might be back tomorrow. I'll let you guys know. Y'all keep those notifications turned on. Check out where we talked more about the husband. Thank y'all for tuning in. Um, yeah, I think that's all I had to go over with y'all. I'll see y'all on the next one. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about this whole saga with the turkey leg hut. And I want to do a special on air shout out to Casey and Smith Villain Blue for being a part of the gang. Thank you guys so much for supporting this YouTube channel. And shout out to all the members and also the gang. So in my membership, there are 3 tiers, and the gang is the second one. So, and then the gang receives live on air shout out. So thank you guys so much for not only being members, but being a part of the gang. And all of my live streams and all of my episodes are going to primarily be on my YouTube channel. I do release shorts, and I will download and upload some of my content, but the full catalog is going to be on my YouTube channel, 907 Good Eats. I'll see you on the next one. But leave a comment down below, hit that like button. Shout out to all the members and the gang. I'll see y'all on the next one. Finna hit y'all with the outro video. We finna get up out of here. But before I do, let me play the video one more time so y'all know where we at.
Please hold for a very important message.
All right. Time for tea, and I'll see you on the next one. Foodiegang, gang, gang. 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 This is Chef Big Bang. Thank you so much for watching at 907 Good Eats. Make sure you hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe.